and I look forward to coming down to Bermuda and chilling with y'all in your hood. So we're gonna try and make some more stuff happen on both ends of this. So I'm gonna do two pieces and keep things moving. So this one, it's called The Road to Atonement, and the premise is that no matter what we do in life, it's never too late to take a step in the right direction. He was algebra. Most people found him hard, like dealers at casinos. He was quick to pull your cards. He never knew his dad, and he blamed that on his mom, not in touch with his feelings. He emotionally scarred, made a promise to himself that he'd never give his heart, so only gave his dick. Anytime it got hard, to broads he would meet, little tricks he would call them, promised them the world and he would never call them. Kept this up for years, but then there was a problem. Walking down the street, he heard a voice call him, didn't recognize the voice, but was shocked when he saw the eyes of a child that looked just like his. He flipped through the cards, trying to remember this trick that he played, but he found that her name was elusive. No need for a test. The child's face was conclusive, proof of a burden that he would have to run from. Genetics are a sprinter that you can never outrun. He took the baton from a man he never knew and hated this bitch for what she tried to do. She had other options. She didn't have to choose to have this little kid for a one-night stand, then try to track him down. I want him to be your dad when he never had, and really doesn't want to be tied to a woman who reminds him of his mom. So he moved on with no second thoughts. There was no divorce coming. He was married to the streets. The ghetto is a butcher, so he wound up with some beef. Cold man, cold heart. One night he felt the heat as 3 silver bullets pierced right through his skin. Went to sleep on the ground and woke up in the intensive care unit with nobody there. Soon realized that nobody cared. First time in his life this man felt scared. Prayed to God for his life, not out of faith, out of fear. It was there that he saw the 2 eyes reappear, the same eyes he denied from the very first sight. It was through his closed eyes that he'd finally seen the light, that child was the only thing he had in this life. He had always done wrong, but now he wants to do right. He knew his life was in need of a change like Obama, so he cut all the drama with his baby mom before winding up in court in front of your honor, being stripped of his dignity, respect, and his honor. So he stripped off his armor and bore his soul, tried to be a farmer to the seed he'd sown, unconditional love, something he'd never known. He couldn't stop the tears that came to his eyes, couldn't figure out how to get lost time, so he took it as it came, tried to live in the moment, one step at a time on this road to atonement. Thank you. And before I do this fast, to all the local people who are here, my next big show coming up is Saturday, May 7th at the St. Lawrence Center for the Arts. It's a one-mic spoken word concert with a lot of spoken word artists from the United States and Toronto and Ottawa, so definitely look for that. And this last poem I'm going to do is dedicated to all of the ladies who are in the room. This is called The Sum of Her Parts. As men, many of us tend not to see women as complete human beings, so instead we break them down into parts. Using Barbie doll images to determine who and what women really are, we've gone so far that we've made some women hate themselves. Dark skin still isn't right. There are products on store shelves to make dark skin light, for the closer it gets to white, the greater the chance that she might get a blind. Instead of fixating on her skin color, she can worry about her cup size, because as men, we have some women staring at their chest, not satisfied with the size of their breast, taking matters into their own hands, resorting to surgical implants, watching as their cup size grows. Young children are being born fed on hormones laced with silicone. As our misogyny condoned us being anti-women because we don't love women, we just love some parts of women, but the sum of her parts is her essence. Age is both wisdom and a blessing, and some women don't want to age, wishing that they could be 25 for the rest of their days, going under the knife, allowing surgeons to stretch their face, cutting the years and the wrinkles away, not recognizing the beauty of the age or age's beauty, because she has been broken down into parts, having her worth tied to some of her parts, but the sum of her parts is her beauty. As men continue to compartmentalize her into thick thighs and booty, because it's our duty to find the woman with the nicest ass, and to compensate for those who don't have. Stores are now selling underwear with pads, while those with too much are taking fat from the back and are putting it in their lips, and we wonder why some women speak so much shit, doing just about anything to be shaped like an hourglass. Skinny girls have eating disorders, thinking that they're fat, while big girls are on diets trying to look like that. And it would appear to me as though women have gone mad, trying to live up to these standards as we as men set, but could never pass. So she tries to pass by introducing him to her soul, but his sole thought is that her soul is just a hole, so he loves her for her hole, and he thinks she's just a hole. He forgets about her soul and judges her by her hole. But men, we've got to love her as a whole. We've got to love her wholeheartedly, holistically. We've got to love she who holds the mystery to carry we to life. We've got to love her not by our standard, but by God's standard of perfection. She is deserving of love, respect, and affection as is. The gods made no mistakes when they created their kids, so we have to recognize that every woman is a star who needs to be loved for who she is and for the sum of all her parts.